Hey everybody, in this tutorial I'm going to show you the difference between a Photoshop document and a JPEG file, saving your Photoshop document as a JPEG file, and talk about, a little bit about the compression that happens when you do so. So let's look at this file that I have that I've titled Will's Cuts. I have all of my edited photos in my edited photos folder, and they're saved as whatever title that I've given them. They're saved as a Photoshop document and a JPEG, and I'm going to show you how I did that, how I got there. So this file, we can see when I look at it, is 39.6 megabytes. That is really big. And saving as a JPEG allows me to compress the file, to make it smaller. What happens when you make something smaller, when you compress something, you lose some image quality. You also lose the ability to go back into that particular file, that JPEG file, and access any of the adjustment layers or any of the layers that existed within the Photoshop document. So this is a big file, but I want to make it smaller to bring it into InDesign. So I'm going to double click on this file to bring it into Photoshop, and let's take a look at the layers panel. And so the great thing about having these Photoshop documents saved is that I can go in and make adjustments to these layers or get rid of them or whatever I need to do. So again, that is the advantage of a Photoshop document, but it's rather big. So I'm going to go up to File, Save As, because I'm not saving the Photoshop document, I'm just saving it as a different type of file, kind of like making a copy or making like a cousin of the Photoshop document. So I'm within my edited photos folder, which is where I want to be, and under Format I'm going to click on JPEG. There we go. I'm not going to mess with any of this, and I'm going to say Save. And then this other dialog window is going to come up. You might see this merging layers come up in a progress box, but this is the JPEG options window that'll pop up. Keep your quality at the maximum at 12. You don't have to mess with really any of this. Keep the baseline standard in terms of your format options. And you can see that we've gone from 39.6 megabytes to 3.6. So we'll say OK. And then I want to open that. I'm going to open that JPEG up in Photoshop because I want you to see the difference between the Photoshop document and the JPEG. So again, here's my Photoshop document. I see my adjustment layers. I see the kind of the process of editing this photo. And then if I right-click, open my Will's Cuts JPEG file in Photoshop, you can see that everything is merged to one layer. So again, there's a big difference between these two. And that's why it's important to always, always, always have the Photoshop document. I have Photoshop documents that are like 7 years old that I can still go in and access all of these layers, make changes, change the image size, and just save as something different. So that is the difference between a Photoshop document and a JPEG, and you should be saving your images